Hello, welcome to Brady MonEight, December 19th, 2016. I'm a little late today, but I want to get this out anyway to keep rolling. I haven't missed a day yet. I don't have much prepared today, so I thought I would just kind of talk about one of my crazy ideas that I have that I love to talk with people about. It's kind of what inspired me to do these because I kind of like to share the thoughts that I had. And that's today I'd like to talk about evolution and what I call iteration theory. They're kind of mind-bending, and they're just my opinions, my thoughts from what I've gathered. And so maybe you don't agree, or maybe they'll open your mind to a new way of thinking that you can just tweak your own idea. So I don't take this as anything doctrinal or whatever. But I do believe that God is a scientist, and that God and science coincide perfectly. That He is the greatest scientist, the master scientist, and as a physicist, I am just discovering and learning how to explain what He's already done. So to me, evolution is really just the way He created a place for His children to exist. His entire purpose is to have children that can grow up to be like Him someday. In the scriptures, we learn about the creation and the 6 days, and the time period is irrelevant if you ask me. But what to me is amazing is that He had a human being Himself as a model before He even began. It was like it was on an easel. He was looking at it and said, I need to create a place for this, for a human being to live. So everything from the sun, the moon, the planet, the oceans, the plants, the animals, it was all moving towards having humans. The part that's interesting that we don't really know is how did we make the jump from animals to humans? And what I believe, my thought process, is the thing that makes us different from the animals is agency. We have the cognitive ability to weigh out options and make a choice. And that's what Adam and Eve did. They were given a choice. They were told, don't do this. They did it anyway, and they weighed out those ramifications. That is what we have, the animals don't. And I really believe that that's what's the difference between the fifth day and the sixth day. He created the animals on the fifth day. It doesn't say He created humans that day, just the animals. He created humans on the sixth day. And I think that's the difference. There's something different between them. So I believe in evolution, they're separated. Now, that's the mind-blowing part. I don't know if we know, where was the Garden of Eden? Was it on this earth? Was it a different place? Was it even the scale? Was it really small, like the molecular scale? I mean, was it just an intelligence that was given an option and they chose to disobey? We don't know. But I believe that God gave agency to us, and that's what started humanity, and that's what happened on the sixth day. Maybe He then housed that intelligence in the already evolved mammals with four-chambered hearts and breathing oxygen, and that's what then made them spurt their evolution. I don't know. I don't have any claims on the answer to that. I just think that really the difference that we have from the animals is the intelligence that we have, that cognitive decision-making. And I really believe that God is not trying to hide anything from us. People say that all the time. Why hasn't He explained it to us better? I really believe that He has tried to explain it to us the most complete way that our minds, in the time that we live in this realm of mortality with time as a limitation, that we can understand it. He wants us to understand it as fully as we can. And I think that the scriptures and the things that we're taught are as complete as we can understand them now. We have to accept that. And that draws me to my iteration theory. What that is I imagine that if God is so powerful and so amazing, all-knowing, all-powerful, in all places, we don't even give Him as much credit as He really has for that. I think He could, before He started it all, He could see multiple versions of the entire. He could see the beginning from the end of several different versions of it. So many infinite versions, and we're only living in the one version that He actually chose to go forward. He's that powerful, and I can wrap my mind around that, and I can wrap my mind about all these other things. So it's probably even bigger than that. So I think that if He could then see all those different iterations of existence, He picked the one where certain marking points would happen. I'm LDS, and I believe that the restoration of the gospel coming forth of the Book of Mormon is one of those signposts. But there's others, like everything back in the Egyptian time marking points, to the dinosaurs even further back, to Christ fulfilling the atonement, which He probably did in every iteration because He was perfect. But He's so powerful that He chose the iteration where the most number of His children would return to live with Him. To me, that was the kicker, the one that made Him pick that iteration. And that's why we still have the ability to choose. We chose in each iteration, but he still knows the end from the beginning because he's all powerful. Those are my crazy thoughts for today. Take it for what it's worth.